Welcome back to Havana Media. My name is Boniface Owino, and as usual, I'm going to be your host for today. I'm very privileged to have Professor here, and I would like us to discuss something. Professor, there is this issue of what kind of revolution that can be used, or the strategy that can be used to bring Ruto down.
I've been studying so many revolutions that have taken place before. I've also studied the characters and the environment of so many dictators. If you want to know that somebody is going down, they should be using a script that cannot be associated with any other dictator. For example, if you look at people like, if you say Museveni is a dictator, he's been there for a very long time. For us, the longer you stay, the more you look like a dictator. Kagame has been in Rwanda for long. Moi was a president for 24 years in Kenya. You go to Paul Biya of Cameroon, you can name so many dictators who have been in power for a very long time. There's a certain script that has worked. And why I'm saying this, I have heard people saying that Ruto is the new Moi. And I studied this thing yesterday and discovered actually it's not a new Moi. You know, Moi had a script. And I'm looking at Ruto's script. It doesn't look like, this looks like a script that is completely new, never tried anywhere. Do you know there's Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1-6 says, vanity of vanity. There's nothing new under the sun. The day you find yourself running on a script which is entirely new, you are going down. Even if you are trying to build a business in a script never existed before and cannot be associated with any pattern or system. Even if something is new, like even this Gen Z revolution, it looked to what happened in Iran. You can associate what happened in Egypt. So theirs looks completely a revolution. But the resisting of revolution doesn't look like others. So one thing to say here. First and foremost, I've said that the script Ruto is using has never existed anywhere. So it is something which is trial and error, not tried and tested. Therefore, it's destined to go down. Two, by trying to look like Moi with 2010 constitution is impossible because Moi had a constitution that had all lacunas. You could use any verse to protect yourself. But here it is watertight. And with the 2010 constitution, which is watertight, trying to become a dictator with a constitution which was made to throw away dictatorship, it is very dangerous. That's why Kibaki, he had less members of parliament. Raila Odinga had more MPs, but he just stuck to his lane. So that's second thing to show that Ruto is going to go down eventually. In fact, I said on my Twitter today, by signing the IBC Act, bill into Act today, marks the beginning of an end. In fact, Gen Zs gave him a series of things he need to do. The first among them was the IBC, isn't it? So he's going to, by Friday, he needs to have reduced his cabinet. You understand? So this after that, then the last one, now there's nothing about signing, but now resigning. So it is like a water on a slippery slope. You know, when you are sliding on a slippery slope, can you survive if you are on a slippery slope? So Ruto is on a slippery slope, and he has not known he has entered that slippery slope. He still thinks he has anything. What Ruto remains with now, he has lost social legitimacy because there's nobody who really sees him as president. In our head, in our heart, he had ceased to be a president. But on paper, and using force, not even power, not even authority, but force. Force means gun. He's the president. How can you survive like that? So that's another script that we have to see that this is a script of somebody who is actually destined to go down. The other thing is that Moi had got a provincial administration, which was so trusted with him. And Moi also tried to do something for the people. Like Gen X,
the Gen X
that drank the Nyayo milk. Maybe you guys, Gen Zs, didn't drink Nyayo milk. That's why they don't care.
The Gen Zs and the millennium.
They didn't see this milk. You know, for us, we drank the milk. That's why we are a little comfortable.
It ended during the Gen X.
Gen X, yes. So you see, Moi used to ensure that there were people who were in the provincial administration that were trusted by the community. He had a very qualified ministers. Remember, Ruto's cabinet is the least qualified. Even Kenyatta's cabinet is more qualified than Ruto's cabinet. Do you know that? Can you imagine the guys who are in Ruto's cabinet? Look at their qualification. Imagine at independence, we had a better qualified cabinet than now when we are, I don't know how many years back. So when you have incompetent cabinet, which you put in place so that you look powerful. You know, some people believe that if you want to be powerful, everybody around you must be completely powerless. If you want to look intelligent, you must bring idiots next to you to make you look very intelligent. Yeah. So this kind of script is a script for anybody going down. You tell me, Boniface, if you are the president and you are going to meet the cabinet job description, one of them is advise the president. Tell me which advice Aisha Juma can give you, like now when there is the issue of Gen Zs. Which advice can you get Nakumicha?
And we saw what happened yesterday with the doctors.
You see that? So you are on your own.
People like Kindiki.
You are on your own. So a competent, Ruto does not have to have all the competence there. He just needs to have competent people next to him. Moi was not very educated, but the people also look at George Saitoti. Professor George Saitoti was in his cabinet, isn't it? But here, George Saitoti could tell you mathematically this cannot work, isn't it? Tell me anybody in that cabinet who can look at Ruto on the face and disagree with him.
No one.
Professor Magoha used to tell Ruto, Uhuru, is work. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
Mutahi Kagwe used to tell him that health-wise, you have to walk this route, not that route.
Matiangi people, yeah.
Can you imagine you have a wife at home who has never disagreed with you since you married her? Do you know how many mistakes you can make? I was able to interview one day Michelle Obama. And Michelle Obama, even if you talk about the interview here, Michelle Obama said that for her, she was very risk-averse. Like, anytime Obama said something, said, what could go wrong? So Obama says, let's go live in Chicago. But what could go wrong? If you have a wife who can't ask, what could go wrong? Like now, Ruto says, shoot these people. They should ask, what could go wrong? Sign the finance bill. What could go wrong? You know, you have to ask somebody who looks like devil's advocate. If you don't have a devil's advocate, you will make a turn that you want, but not the right turn. So you could see a pattern. I can see a pattern and a system of a king who is going down because he believes in his own powers. And that is really crucial. Then last but not least, and this is more important, I have looked at the character of senior Kenyatta the senior. He had a heart. Remember, even when he disagreed with Jaramogi, he didn't destroy him. He even took him to jail, working at Raila, but he didn't destroy them. He had a heart. And then he had power even to hang them.
To do anything.
The Constitution allowed him. He didn't do it. Moi, though a dictator, he had a heart. Kibaki, even a bigger heart. Look at how he entertained Raila with all those things. I'm not saying Raila is bad, but he was able to work with Raila. Working with Raila is not easy because Raila is an institution. Raila is an institution. Can you imagine you're working with an institution? In an institution which was set in 1952. And you want to work with them in the year 207.
207.
You know, you can't. But
it's hard.
Was Kibaki in 1952? Nothing. Raila was an institution from his father, passed over to him, successfully done, isn't it? And he managed to do that. You go to Uhuru Kenyatta, he had a heart. Ruto does not have a heart. Ruto is ruthless. And ruthlessness is a strength. It is not a strength during revolution. You get me? When you are a good corporate leader, when there's no revolution or big transformation, ruthlessness is a strength. But during revolution, the ruthlessness that Ruto has will bring it. So I'm seeing a pattern. Because you see, they say, if the gods want you to die, they first of all destroy your head. So you look like you are invincible. You look invulnerable. You look untouchable. You look unbogable. You look unmovable. So when you have all those characteristics, you must be going down. And I want to tell something, a very personal story here. Sorry for this. I was having a challenge with my wife the other day. I know I'm a professor, but I sat her down. She told me, Professor, if you do this, I'll go home. So I told her, come on. I sat with her for 3 hours. She told me, I will go. I brought my sister. We talked with all my professorial knowledge. It was not working. So the next day, I asked her, where are you? She told me, I am shopping for Nigerian bags. No, when your wife tells you, I'm shopping for the Nigerian bags, you should know she's leaving. So I said, she's serious. Because I told her, if you go home, you leave my kids, I'm going with them. So, my goodness. Every strategy, every knowledge.
So she locked every corner that maybe could.
So do you know what helped me? Sweetheart, I am sorry. I want us to do there. I can hear from your voice the same little love remaining. Let's explore that love. She told me, I've dropped the bags, I'm coming. Do you know what? My ruthlessness as a professor never helped me. But my giving in, I'll show you the message. I'll show you the message right now. Because I'm far from my phone. The message that I wrote is what saved me. And it was a message of humility, not of ruthlessness, or not of shouldlessness.
You are the professor
not
now.
I had to drop the professorial role down and become a humble husband saying, I am sorry. Because she had told me, actually, Fred, the way you're going, I want us to go for counseling. Me, as a professor, I go for counseling. Who can counsel me? So in that message, I said, sweetheart, I'm sorry. Let's go for counsel on Tuesday at 8 a.m. So when I said that, she came back. And you know what? We have not gone for counseling. But what happened is that she discovered the counseling took place. So the shrewdness that Ruto has will be what will finish him. I think that's the main thing. I can see a trend clearly that we need to think about, that need to work. But as I finish all this matter, me, I'm praying for Raila Odinga to become an AU chair. Because he deserves it. I also see the political environment has changed so much that you could see they can stumble. They can... so this stumbling, Raila should not stumble at the end of his very good career. But at AU, there's no revolution. Gen Zs are not there. But you know, these Gen Zs can go to AU.
They can go to AU.
So Boniface, let us pray for His Excellency, Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, that the Gen Zs should not hack the AUC. Yeah, that one I end. Because see, Baba has done a great thing. We must give credit to him. In fact, he's taught us so much. Actually, we are speaking here because of him. But for now, I've told you, it's not about market place. It's about market space. So with the space revolution, definitely, it's just a matter of time that the marketplace revolution is just knocking at the door.
The professor is saying that before a child is born, there must be something that took place. Or before we see the pregnancy of a woman, that act must have started from somewhere. In short, he's trying to say that before we come out publicly to talk about our issues, and then the discussion must have started in the space. And that is what the Gen Zs have been doing all along. They started the meetings in the space, that is the Twitter, involving even the president, who lied to us publicly. We all know what the president said when he was asked about the issue of the young man that was shot, the 12 years old young man was shot in Rongai. And the president was saying that that young man is alive. So those are the kind of lies that we've been living with. But the time is coming when these leaders are supposed to be executed. And the execution is all the Gen Zs and the millennium who do not have the ID or do not know how to vote should find a way of voting coming 2027. And that is all we had for today. I really appreciate you. Just a reminder, if you meet me for the first time, please don't forget to click the subscribe button. You can also like and share. And don't forget to tell me what you think concerning all these interviews at the comment section. And until we meet again, I've been your host, Boniface. Bye-bye.